They paid $150 million and Nigerians are hungry. They paid $150 million to bring down Simon Ekpa, and Nigerians are going on the street of Lagos, the street of Abuja for protest, for hunger. Can you see, are you connecting the dot of the wickedness I am saying that Nigerian government is? This Nigerian terrorist government, they have up to $150 million to use and bring a man that is...
According to a reliable source, the Nigeria terrorist government paid $150 million ransom for Simon Ekpa to be eliminated. But the plan was thwarted when Finland's security forces protected him from being executed on the day Biafra was declared, and that was the reason Simon Ekpa has been kept away from public eyes to protect his life. It is believed that a hired, trained assassin was present at the Biafra Declaration Convention, and his order was to assassinate Simon Ekpa on sight. The Nigerian government allegedly paid $150 million to suppress Simon Ekpa, a pro-Biafra activist, while citizens struggle with hunger and poverty. Some critics have criticized the Nigerian government for prioritizing silencing dissent over addressing pressing issues like hunger and economic hardship. The funds were reportedly traced back to the Nigerian government, raising allegations of financial fraud and terrorism-related activities. Several Nigerian officials, including a governor and military personnel, were accused of corruption, misuse of power, and complicity in suppressing pro-Biafra movements. They claim Nigerian leaders, including the president and other top officials, are corrupt and have no regard for citizens' welfare. Meanwhile, Finnish authorities are investigating the financial transactions, highlighting international dimensions to the alleged fraud. They also challenged Nigerian officials and their collaborators to defend their actions in international courts, especially in Finland. This news update emphasizes the ongoing struggle for Biafra's independence and accuses Nigerian officials of sabotaging the movement. Some critics have condemned the Nigerian government's inability to use resources effectively to improve citizens' lives, citing widespread poverty and hunger. They reflect deep frustration with the Nigerian government and calls for justice for those affected by its policies, particularly in the southeast. You know, sometimes when I hear about things happening in the world, I just sit back and wonder, how did we even get here? Let me tell you about a story that's been making waves lately. It's about Simon Ekpa. If you haven't heard that name before, you're about to get a crash course in one of the most shocking tales to come out of Nigeria recently. And trust me, this isn't your average news story. This is the kind of thing that reads like a thriller novel, except it's all real life. So Simon Ekpa is a pro-Biafra activist. Now Biafra, if you don't know, is this region in southeastern Nigeria that has been fighting for independence for decades. The Biafra movement isn't new. It has deep roots, going all the way back to the Nigerian Civil War in the late 1960s. Back then, the Biafrans declared independence, which led to a devastating war with the Nigerian government. Millions of people lost their lives. Fast forward to today, and the dream of an independent Biafra is still alive, with people like Simon Ekpa leading the charge. Now, Simon Ekpa is based in Finland, which makes things even more complicated. From Finland, he has been a vocal advocate for Biafra's independence, organizing movements, speaking out against the Nigerian government, and rallying support from the Biafran diaspora around the world. To his supporters, Simon Ekpa is a hero, someone who is standing up for the rights of his people. To his critics, especially the Nigerian government, he's a dangerous agitator. And this is where the story takes a turn that you won't believe. So, picture this. The Nigerian government, a government that always seems to be complaining about not having enough money to fix its problems. Whether it's the lack of jobs, poor infrastructure, or widespread poverty, somehow managed to set aside a whopping $150 million. Yes, 150 million US dollars, not Naira. And what did they allegedly spend it on? Not schools, not hospitals, not food for the millions of hungry Nigerians. No, this money was reportedly used to hire an assassin to kill Simon Ekpa. Let that sink in for a moment. The whole thing came to light around December 2024, which was a pivotal moment for the Biafran movement. On December 2, 2024, Biafra declared its independence again. It was a bold move, one that the Nigerian government obviously didn't take kindly to. Simon Ekpa was at the center of this declaration, organizing and leading the charge from Finland. But here's where things get really crazy. Reports say that on the very day of the Independence Declaration, an assassin, allegedly hired by the Nigerian government, was in Finland, ready to take out Simon Ekpa. Thankfully, Finnish authorities were one step ahead. Finland takes security very seriously, and they had been keeping a close eye on the situation. When they got wind of the alleged assassination plot, they swooped in and foiled the plan. Imagine that. Simon Ekpa's life was hanging by a thread, and it was only through the quick action of Finnish security forces that he was saved. Since then, Simon Ekpa has been keeping a low profile, probably for his own safety. I mean, can you blame him? When there's a $150 million price on your head, you'd probably lay low too. But here's the part that really gets under my skin. This alleged payment, this $150 million, was reportedly traced back to accounts in Nigeria's Ministry of Finance. So this wasn't some rogue operation. If the reports are true, this was a coordinated effort involving high-ranking officials in the Nigerian government. Can you imagine the audacity? At a time when Nigerians are struggling to make ends meet, when hunger protests are breaking out in cities like Lagos and Abuja, when people are literally crying out for help, their government allegedly spent all that money trying to silence one man. It's mind-boggling. And of course, this scandal has sent shockwaves far beyond Nigeria. Finnish authorities are now investigating the financial transactions linked to this alleged plot. They're not taking this lightly. This isn't just about Simon Ekpa or Biafra anymore. This is an international incident. Finland is looking into whether Nigerian officials were involved in corruption, financial fraud, and even activities that could be classified as terrorism. It's a mess, a huge international mess. Back in Nigeria, people are furious. The news has sparked outrage, with many Nigerians demanding answers. How could their leaders prioritize something like this over the well-being of the people? It's not like Nigeria doesn't have enough problems to deal with. The country is grappling with unemployment, inflation, and a healthcare system that's practically on life support. And yet, $150 million was allegedly funneled into a plot to kill an activist. It's just infuriating. And it's not like this is the first time Nigeria's leadership has been accused of corruption. Far from it. The country has a long history of officials misusing public funds. Just think about it. There are governors who have been accused of forging certificates to get into office, military officers who have been caught embezzling funds meant for the fight against insurgency, and countless other scandals. It's like corruption is woven into the fabric of the system. But this alleged assassination plot takes it to a whole new level. What's even more disturbing is the ripple effect this has had on the people of Nigeria. Trust in the government is at an all-time low. People feel betrayed, and rightfully so. When you live in a country where the government seems more interested in silencing dissent than in feeding its people, it's hard not to feel disillusioned. And the worst part is, it's the ordinary citizens who suffer the most. While the politicians are busy playing their games, people are going hungry, children are dropping out of school, and communities are falling apart. But let's get back to Simon Ekpa for a moment. Say what you want about him, but you can't deny that he's made an impact. For the Biafran supporters, Simon Ekpa is a symbol of hope and resistance. His fight for independence has inspired countless people, both in Nigeria and abroad. Of course, not everyone agrees with his methods or his vision. There are plenty of people, especially in the Nigerian government, who see him as a troublemaker. But love him or hate him, you have to admit that he's become a force to be reckoned with. And that's probably why he's such a target. The Nigerian government sees him as a threat, someone who could potentially destabilize the country. But instead of addressing the root causes of the Biafran movement, things like marginalization, inequality, and lack of development in the southeast, they've allegedly resorted to silencing the loudest voice in the room. It's a short-sighted approach, to say the least. Meanwhile, Finland isn't backing down. By investigating this case and protecting Simon Ekpa, they're sending a clear message. Actions like this won't be tolerated. It's a bold stance, especially considering the diplomatic tensions it could cause with Nigeria. But Finland has always been a country that values human rights and the rule of law, so it's not surprising that they're taking this seriously. As for Simon Ekpa, his fight continues, even if it's from behind the scenes. The man is clearly resilient. Despite the threats, despite the alleged assassination plot, he's still standing. And in a way, that makes him even more dangerous to his enemies. So, where does this story go from here? Honestly, it's hard to say. Will the Nigerian government face accountability for its alleged actions? Will Simon Ekpa's fight for Biafra gain more traction? Or will this all fade into the background, overshadowed by the next big scandal? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, this is a story that won't be forgotten anytime soon.
So, the Nigerian government have $150 million to pay to Biafran government accounts in US via the finance minister for act of terrorism. That was why our prime minister was flagged down. That was what happened, that our prime minister was invited by the Finnish authority in collaboration with Bianco Juku's petition. Now, Ogenkeri and Enugu, you know when Enugu state governor was bragging, that's Oluwole Mba that forged his NYSC certificate becoming a governor. He was shouting, oh, we have enough evidence. We have enough evidence. The evidence is fraudulent. They paid $150 million and Nigerians are hungry. They paid $150 million to bring down Simon Ekpa, and Nigerians are going on the street of Lagos, the street of Abuja for protest, for hunger. Can you see, are you connecting the dot of the wickedness I am saying that Nigerian government is? This Nigerian terrorist government, they have up to $150 million to use and bring a man that is fighting for freedom, for justice, for equity, for love in Nigeria, in Biafra land. They have $150 million to bring a man down that is fighting for the freedom of his people. Then they paid that money to the finance minister, Ogenkeri. Now, when prime minister was asking this guy, let us see the account, bring the account, let us monitor what is there, bring the documentation of the account, this guy refuses, because you know what was coming. No wonder Peter Mba was bragging, I have evidence, I have evidence. No wonder this criminal man that we have banned Christopher Musa from coming to the southeast, and the ban still persists. You don't want to see Christopher Musa anywhere in Biafra land, since you cannot protect them, since you use your military to kill our people. We don't want to see you anywhere in Biafra land. They connived, paid $150 million. Now the Finnish authority has traced that money back to the Nigerian government. They are not telling you people. They suddenly went dumb because they have dropped terrorism charges. It is no more cyber incitement. It is now financial fraud and terrorism financial fraud. Yes, that's what they are investigating. I thank God for the coming of Tinubu, because if Tinubu did not come to become the president, these honorable men, these interesting men, these people that call themselves Mr. Credible, we wouldn't have known that they are all criminals, thieves. You know, Tinubu is one of the most corrupt man in the world. A thief, a drug lord. That is who Tinubu is. Tinubu is, and I keep telling people, I keep telling Nigerians that anybody that walks around, anybody that is in the cabinet of Tinubu, I consider that person a thief, a criminal. Because there's nothing these people cannot do to enrich themselves. The Nigerian government can never be for the citizens. It's impossible. Nigerian government can never fight for the citizens. All they do is that if you are coming up to defend your people, they set you up, pay millions of dollars to stop whatever you are doing. The declaration on the 2nd of December was planned by this Oluwole Mba because Ogenkere is related to Oluwole Mba. So look at what this idiot animal is doing, coming on social media to tell you, oh, the prime minister of the Biafran government in exile spoke through his lawyer that he should talk to the Biafrans. Exactly what they are doing to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Nigeria. All of you remembered when they said, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrote letter in DSS dungeon that sit at home should stop, that he sit at home, that he doesn't want people to do sit at home again. And now we asked him, we asked those lawyers, they were saying this, go and ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he's coming out from the DSS dungeon. Which day is that place his house now? Has he made DSS custody his permanent residential home? Let us ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They didn't come back again to give us feedback. And now that is the same thing Ogenkere is doing. Confusing and lying to people, deceiving people, because he's working with the Nigerian terrorist government. He has collected $150 million. Not Naira, I'm not talking about Naira. And Nigerians are hungry. And you want us to keep quiet not to say it. Nigerians are hungry. 100 money that when you share in each community, pay it into people's accounts to uplift them. Nigeria can never grow. And that is why we tell you that Nigeria was built for some certain people to enrich themselves. Nigeria can never be one. Nigeria can never do anything that will favor the citizens. Look at what is happening in Congo as an example. The three US citizens that were there, Joe Biden, that left yesterday, called the Congolese president and said, look, release these 3 American people. Release them. That is how a government should fight. But in Nigeria, opposite is the case. Kill them. That is what they know how to do best. Thank God for Tinubu coming as a president. We wouldn't have known these great men that we call great men. We wouldn't have known that they are just Afonshi. We wouldn't have known that they are traitors. The pastors, all the ministers, people we respected, people we hold to high esteem, we wouldn't have known that they are all criminals. We wouldn't have known. Thank God, great men have fallen. Thank God, the lawyers, the judges, we now know who they are. They are animals. Thank God. Look at your CGN of Nigeria today. Somebody who is not credible. A thief. Anybody, because they all know their secrets. So Nigeria can never work. So they have $150 million to pay to somebody to stop the declaration of Biafra by every means necessary on the 2nd of December 2024. And yet Nigerians are hungry. Nigerians are hungry. Went on the road for protest. Most of them are still languishing in prison today. Most of them are still detained in prison today. And Ogenkere has the audacity. Ogenkere went to carry document and send to the Finnish authority that he doesn't know how this money came into his account. That it seems Prime Minister is into money laundering for terrorism. And Mazi Simon Ekpa is demolishing them in court. And that is why you cannot see Musa in Finland. That is why you cannot see the Nigerian government in Finland to come and defend the allegations over Simon Ekpa. They want him back to Nigeria. You think Finland are stupid? You think when these people talk, they know nothing about the international law. And I have told you people, always listen to Madam Ngozi Orabueze. This is the only woman that we know for now. When Mazi Simon Ekpa comes out, you hear from him that Madam Ngozi Orabueze is not the right person. That is the only person who will tell you what to do. Forget this Ogenkere, Sonia Bakarawa, all these people breaking egg. Forget them. They are not relevant to to this struggle. They have all sold out $150 million. That is what they paid to these idiots to stop the declaration on the 2nd of December. And yet he's coming here to tell you that a lawyer wrote, and then he's telling you the fools, we Biafran fools, that Mazi Simon Ekpa said the only government that they know is him, thief. That is how bad they are. You can imagine that we started following this animal. He will lead us into ditch, drown us into the ocean of what is it called? Nigerian terrorist government. This man, this guy you see, is a thief, he's a madman, he's a crazy man, a criminal. Ogenkere coming to tell you that that you should disregard Madam Ngaji Rabeze, that whatever she's saying, a thief, a liar, a bloody criminal, working with the Nigerian government to disrupt what we're going to do on the 2nd of December. He submitted a document of $150 million that came, that he said that this is what the Prime Minister is into money laundering. And that is the final question that we tell you people that Mazi Simon Ekpa is coming very soon, and all of you where is he? Online country, talking rubbish from your mouth, but you don't know what is coming. Nigerian government knows what is coming. And for the killing of our people, we're telling you, government of Nigeria, that we're coming very hard on you. You think we're joking, or maybe we think because we sit one place and talk, we don't have swag. How animalistic you people can be. You have this money and your country is sinking. People are hungry to bring down one man. And I thought, no wonder Tinubu ranks to be the number 5th most corrupt person in the world. No wonder. I'm not even surprised. He's supposed to be the number 1st. Number 1. That's who Tinubu was supposed to be, the number 1. Number 1. Global index of the most corrupt people in the world, Tinubu's name is there. Made it to number 5 as we speak today. Can you see how demonic people can be? And when we are telling you Nigeria can never work for you, Nigeria can never be good, Nigeria just want to be answering Nigeria so that they will start milking us, destroying our lives, our livelihood. You think we are here to joke? And now let me go back to the other one. You see, General Christopher Musa said that since the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa, and General Christopher Musa, I dare you, not even I double dare you to come to Finland to prove your case. I double dare the government of Nigeria to come to Finland to prove that their case. I double dare them. I dare Musa, this criminal that is killing our people in the southeast, to come to Finland. Tinubu, I dare you and I dare your son to come to Finland. Goswin Abu, I dare you and I dare you to come to Finland. Send any of your delegates, if they will come back to Nigeria. Send them to come to Finland. You know what happened to Ike Kweremadu, and that is what you people are scared of. Come to Finland. You can't stay in Nigeria and be hosting, or rather going for interviews. Musa, I dare you to come to Finland. You can stay in Nigeria and start lying to Nigerians. You can stay in your country, that useless contraction, that zoological republic of animal kingdom, and start lying to your citizens, but you can't lie to all that is in the Western world. Animal. $150 million, and then your people are hungry. People were stampeding themselves in December just to feed themselves, to feed their children. Animals. You think we are here to joke? You think we are here to sugarcoat our words? 150 million. When I shook my head, that is billions of naira. I shook. $150 million was paid in Ogenkere's account to disrupt what we were going to do in December 2nd, 2024. And that was why they were all bragging that it's an online country. So they know the enormity of what has happened. And they are mad people. I dare any Nigerian government to come to Finland. Shebi, you dare me to come back home. I dare any one of you to come and prove that case, including the idiot wife of our late hero, Madam Ojuku's wife. I dare her to come back.
This is the end of our news update. Please click the icon on the top right corner of your screen to watch my next video. You will enjoy it. I will see you again in my next update. Enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye for now.